Before you spend another dollar this month, I want to ask you one simple question. What if you're paying for something you don't actually have to, or missing a benefit you already qualify for? If you're a Florida senior, or you have a parent, spouse, or loved one living in Florida, today's video could save you from overlooking programs and savings that thousands of eligible retirees never take advantage of. And here's the surprising part. Many people assume that once they start receiving Social Security or Medicare, that's all the help available. That's simply not true. There are several programs, discounts, and forms of assistance that many seniors never claim, not because they're ineligible, but because they don't realize those opportunities exist or don't know where to start looking. So before July comes to an end, it's a great time to review what may be available to you. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final item is one that many Florida seniors don't discover until someone else tells them. And by then, they've often missed out on months or even years of potential savings. Let's get started. Review your Medicare costs. Every year, one of the biggest mistakes retirees make is believing that once they enroll in Medicare, they're finished making decisions. In reality, Medicare isn't something you set up once and forget forever. Your healthcare needs can change, prescription costs can change, available plans can change. Even the doctors and pharmacies included in your plan may change from year to year. That's why it's worth taking a few minutes every year to review your current coverage. Many Florida seniors continue paying more than necessary simply because they never compare their options or check whether they're still enrolled in the plan that best fits their needs. Now, this doesn't mean everyone should switch plans. Sometimes your current plan is still the best choice. The important thing is making sure you're making an informed decision instead of assuming nothing has changed. Healthcare is one of the largest expenses during retirement. Even small monthly savings can add up over the course of a year. Imagine saving just $50 each month. That's $600 over 12 months. For many retirees living on a fixed income, that can help cover groceries, utilities, or prescription costs. So ask yourself, when was the last time you actually reviewed your Medicare coverage? If the answer is, I don't remember, today is a good reminder to put it on your checklist. Don't assume you earn. Too much for extra help. Here's something that surprises many retirees. A lot of people automatically assume they won't qualify for assistance because they own a home, receive Social Security, or have some retirement savings. But eligibility rules vary depending on the program. Some assistance programs consider income. Others also look at assets. Some have higher limits than people expect. That's why financial counselors who work with older adults often encourage seniors to check eligibility instead of assuming the answer is no. You may have heard of programs that help reduce Medicare costs or lower prescription drug expenses. Some people qualify without realizing it. Others become eligible after changes in income or household circumstances. The key message here isn't that everyone qualifies. The key message is that you won't know unless you check. And that simple step could make a meaningful difference in your monthly budget. Now the next topic is one that homeowners across Florida should pay close attention to. Because every year, many people continue paying more in housing-related costs simply because they never reviewed a benefit that may apply to their situation. It's one of those things that doesn't usually make headlines. But once someone learns about it, their first reaction is almost always the same. I wish I had checked this sooner. Now, let's talk about something many Florida homeowners overlook. If you've owned your home for years, you probably know about Florida's Homestead exemption. But here's what many retirees don't realize. Depending on your situation, there may be additional property tax exemptions or relief programs available through your county. Not every homeowner qualifies, and the rules aren't the same everywhere in Florida. That's exactly why it's worth checking with your local property appraiser's office instead of assuming you've already received every benefit available. For some seniors, these programs can help reduce property taxes. For others, they may not qualify at all. The important point is this. You don't want to spend another year paying more than necessary simply because you never asked the question. Think about it. You've worked hard your entire life. If there's a legitimate program designed to help eligible seniors remain in their homes longer, it's worth taking a few minutes to see whether you qualify. Sometimes a simple phone call or a quick visit to your county's website can answer questions that people have wondered about for years. Don't ignore help with utility bills. Let's move to another expense that almost every retiree feels. Electricity, water, heating, air conditioning. In Florida, keeping your home cool during the summer isn't just about comfort. For many seniors, it's essential for health and safety. What many people don't realize is that several assistance programs exist to help eligible households manage energy costs. Some are federally funded, others are administered through state or local agencies. Eligibility depends on factors like income and household circumstances, so not everyone will qualify. But here's why this matters. Many seniors never even ask. They simply assume these programs are only for younger families or people with children. That's not always the case. If rising utility bills have become a concern this year, it's worth checking what assistance may be available in your area. Even if the savings aren't enormous, lowering one monthly expense can free up money for groceries, medications, or transportation. Prescription savings beyond Medicare. Now, let's talk about something almost every retiree deals with: prescription medications. Many seniors assume that once they're enrolled in Medicare Part D, they've already received every available discount. But that's not always true. Drug manufacturers sometimes offer patient assistance programs. Certain pharmacies provide discount programs. And depending on your income and circumstances, you may qualify for additional help with prescription costs. Here's the mistake many people make. They continue filling the same prescriptions month after month, paying the same amount, without ever asking a very simple question: is there a lower cost option available? Sometimes the answer is no, but sometimes the answer can save you hundreds of dollars over the course of a year. That's why pharmacists often encourage patients to ask whether there's a generic equivalent or another lower cost option that's appropriate for them. One conversation could make a real difference. If you're finding this information helpful, take just a second to click the like button. It helps more Florida seniors discover practical information like this, and it tells YouTube that these are the kinds of videos you'd like to see more often. Now, we've already covered healthcare, property taxes, utility assistance, and prescription savings. But the next two items are the ones many people never hear about. One involves services that could make everyday life much easier. The other could connect you with resources that many eligible seniors simply never know exist. And that's where we're headed next. Because sometimes the biggest benefit isn't a check in the mail, it's having someone point you toward the help that's already available, the local resource. Many seniors never call. Here's something that may surprise you. Every year, thousands of Florida seniors spend hours searching online, calling different offices, or asking friends where to get help. But many don't realize there's already an organization designed to connect older adults with local services. These are called area agencies on aging, and they serve communities throughout Florida. Depending on where you live and your individual circumstances, they may be able to point you toward programs involving nutrition services, transportation, caregiver support, wellness programs, and other local resources. Now, it's important to understand that these agencies don't guarantee benefits, and not every service is available in every county. But here's the key. Many seniors never contact them at all. Sometimes one phone call can save hours of searching because they can explain which local resources might fit your situation and where to apply. If you've never reached out before, consider adding it to your checklist. You may discover programs you simply didn't know existed. Review your benefits at least once a year. This brings us to the final point. And honestly, it may be the most valuable one of all. The biggest mistake isn't forgetting one specific benefit. It's assuming nothing has changed. Life changes. Income changes. Medical expenses change. Federal rules can change. State programs can change, and local resources can change as well. That's why many financial counselors encourage retirees to review their benefits at least once a year. Not because everyone will qualify for something new, but because circumstances are different from one year to the next. Maybe your income changed. Maybe your spouse retired. Maybe prescription costs increased. Maybe a local assistance program expanded. Or maybe you simply became eligible for something you didn't qualify for before. The only way to know is to review your situation instead of assuming the answer is still the same. So, what were you missing? Remember the question we asked at the beginning of this video? Florida seniors, are you missing this? The answer isn't one secret check. It isn't one hidden payment. It's something much more important. It's the habit of checking. Checking your Medicare coverage, checking property tax relief, checking prescription savings, checking utility assistance, checking local senior resources, and checking your eligibility every year instead of assuming you already know the answer. That simple habit could help you uncover savings or services that genuinely make retirement a little easier. Retirement isn't just about receiving Social Security. It's about making sure you're taking advantage of every legitimate program you're entitled to. You've spent decades working, raising families, serving your community, and contributing to the system. Taking a little time each year to review available benefits isn't asking for special treatment. It's making informed decisions. Even if today's video only encourages you to check one program you hadn't considered before, that small step could prove worthwhile. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical updates focused on Florida seniors and retirees. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments.